Sometimes you got to win the ugly ones on and off the court. I want to start this off by thanking Justice Winslow for waking up the Philadelphia 76ers today, because justice was served. Kyle Gaffner is here. I am Adrian Fedke. The Sixers take Game 4 to take a 3-1 series stranglehold, 106-102. They overcome 27 turnovers. Some box scores say 26. Some say 27. Whatever the case is, it was a whole shitload of turnovers, and the Sixers still won this game.
Man, I'm still drinking Pepto right now. What a game. Holy crap. Years have come off my life watching that. But a win is a win, no matter if it's by 20 or if it's by 4. I mean, good God, dude. Holy crap. It was gut-wrenching. But what, reliance this team had to not give up. They could have easily just laid down like dogs and died and let the Heat win. They were still fighting these guys, and it was awesome to see us just close this game out. I mean, to have a plethora of freaking turnovers and only have 3 in the fourth quarter when it matters most, it don't matter how we got the win, baby. Hey, we're up 3-1. Let's end it on Tuesday.
This is one of those team developing wins. You just keep turning the ball over, one possession after another. It was as ugly as it could get, yet somehow, some way, they scratch, they claw, and they go on and win this game.
They did, dude, and they did. Even with our 2 top players not playing well. I mean, JoJo had 8 turnovers. Ben Simmons had 7, I believe. But still, they were able to gather around, and Brett Brown, we got to give credit to Brett Brown for sticking with the troops that he did. I think he did a great job of really adjusting to the game, making certain rotations, bringing in certain guys, not panicking, because Simmons got 3 early fouls. And, that last one with that screen on Wade was a bunch of crap. I feel like the refs were trying to screw us every which way, man. It felt like that. I was just like, come on. Let's stick it to these guys and win. But it was just a really hard-fought game. And Justice Winslow and James Johnson, they are the biggest lowlights I've ever met. Why was he attacking Ben Simmons? Why? Is he salty? He's jealous? Does he want to get all up in that? He wants to get some of him? I mean, that was just ridiculous, bro. But I'm glad that Embiid was diving all over the court, even though he did have those 8 turnovers. He changed the game defensively.
I also thought that this was a player development win for Ben Simmons as well. Mm-hmm. So Joel Embiid struggles. They turn the ball over 17 times in the first half, 17 of those 27 turnovers. But Ben Simmons took it upon himself to take this game over in the second half. 15 of his 17 points come over the final 24 minutes. He took 10 shots, which led the team in the second half. That tied with Redick for the most. So that just shows how aggressive he was. 7 of 10 from the field, taking his head, putting it down, and driving to the tin at will. He was awesome. First playoff triple-double for a rookie since 1980. Well, of course it was Magic Johnson.
Of course, and I was pretty baffled to hear that. I would have thought that maybe Russell Westbrook had gotten one in his rookie year, but I guess they didn't because they were pretty awful 2 years after that, after they drafted him. So, but what royalty to be up there with Magic Johnson getting that triple-double. And it was coming because he flirted with it the first couple games too. So it was like, when is Ben going to get that triple-double? But he had some pretty awesome shots there too, where he was stopped when they stuffed the lane and they put 3 or 4 bodies in there. He was able to hit that runner when he went from right to left. And, I mean, he was just magnificent. And that emphatic dunk, dude, that was just like all that rage coming out, all that frustration of turning the ball over so many times. He put us up and he knocked down his free throws. He might have missed one, but he looked fresh up there, dude. He looked really good tonight, and it was a learning experience for our young guys. This is only going to help this team build because I think this might be a coming out party for this team, Adrian. This is it. We are here to stay. We are up 3-1, and everybody else in the East better look out.
You know what I loved about that dunk at the end there? Unlike LeBron, who sometimes kind of gives the ball away and gives it to his teammates there at the end and lets other people take the shot in the final minute. Again, taking it upon himself, he's like, all right, I'm taking this ball, I'm going down the lane, and I'm stuffing it down your throat. I mean, this was right after Wade had 5 straight points for the Heat. It was 194. He gets 5 in a row, and that claws them back to within 1. And then Simmons, bam, right down the lane. Sixers back up 3. Exciting final minute, and the Sixers win.
And they kind of gave up on popping all those threes, too. You know, they wanted to get those easy twos, get those points, and get to the line. We went to the line 35 times, I believe, tonight. I think that helped us get back into this game because we were down most of it. I think there was – how many lead changes was there? It didn't seem like a lot like last game because the Heat were in complete control of this game. I think they showed a stat where it was last time we took a lead was 40-39. Here's this fight right now.
Yeah. This little scrum, and then you got that scum, James Johnson. Oh, my goodness. So apparently he's got a black belt, and he's, like, got an MMA background, and Ben Simmons in his don't give a fuck mode, just getting in his face. I love it.
I love it. Sticking up for your teammates. I mean, James Johnson looks like a used couch salesman, dude. Like, the guy just looks like complete garbage. Him and Justice Winslow. And with him falling on Ilyasova, I was just ready for somebody to come out. I wanted Amir Johnson to come out or Justin Anderson and just pop these dudes just once because we were getting fouls called on us left and right. Why not make one of them count?
Yep. And there's a big 3 by Robert Covington. And as many turnovers as they had, they kind of stuck around in this first half. And that's what told me if they were going to win this game. I mean, you had Joel Embiid struggling. You had the team go 6 of 18 from free. Ben Simmons had 3 quick fouls. And they were only down by 5 at halftime. There's Simmons again.
What was it? There you go.
You didn't hear me?
No, you broke up a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of finished my point, but like this third quarter here, I mean, this is where Simmons kind of starts taking over the game. He had 2 like quick buckets coming right after the break. And here's Embiid. I'm just showing a clip here, just illustrating. He couldn't buy a basket. I mean, wide open from 3. He was 0 for 4 from 3. 2 of 11 from the field. Still found a way to get, I think it was 14 points. Oh!
That was
there's
awesome.
A block. There's a block. Stuffed sandwich. Yeah. Embiid had 5 blocks on the day, by the way. So he still made an impact on the defensive end. And this is where justice was served because they were up 83-73. Justice is like, all right, I'm going to sit on your face. And then Ersan's like, all right, well, fine. We're going to take over this game. 14-0 run right after this.
That fueled the fire for them, Adrian, to really get back in it. I mean, he was getting choppy. You had people getting stitches. Richardson left with what looked like a dislocated shoulder. I don't know what it was. But Embiid said he loved the physicality before the game. And boy, did we get a physical game. I mean, I like to see that. That's the type of defense you like to see from the 80s and the 90s, not this ticky-tack crap. But Embiid was emphatic with all his dunks. He was a monster on the defensive end. Even though he did have 8 turnovers, he was throwing his body all over the place, and he was making sure he did everything he could to affect this game. But without those blocks, dude, you're talking maybe another 10-point swing here. And that last block he had on Wade, which I don't think was a foul, but it was huge to not get that bucket. D-Wade was a monster tonight again, though, 25 points for a 35-year-old to be able to get them so close back into this game and almost get them a win. Thank God he missed that freaking last free throw. But the ball don't lie. The ball don't lie, my man.
Yep. So you saw right there, Ersan Ilyasova with a big 3 there at the end of the third quarter. That brought the Sixers within 4. And then you got the cheap shots of the Heat. I mean, just taking shots at Joel Embiid, whatever. If that's what they want to do, if that's how they want to play, if they want to become the Miami Custards instead of the Miami Heat because they're soft like ice cream, that's fine with me. Sixers take a 3-1 series lead back to Philadelphia. That's what it's all about. And that was another block by Embiid, outlet pass, and there's Simmons with the bucket. That ties the game at 83-83.
That was the turn of the tide right there, too. Because – and how big was Ilyasova on the offensive boards? Him and Sarge.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like Sarge got clobbered all night. This guy couldn't buy a call, Adrian. I felt bad for him. He was getting knocked around. He got kneed in the junk. I mean, he couldn't get any calls. But he didn't let it get to him. I thought when he got kneed there, he was going to go after James Johnson. But his teammates held him back. Kept it conservative. You know he's got to be getting hit because he's not a guy that really gets involved in that talk, you know. He doesn't get ruffled under the feathers all too much. But they were trying everything they could to get under our skin. But we were able to prevail, and we are up 3-1, and that's all that matters. You know how you beat them? You go out there, you score buckets, and you beat them in their freaking hometown. We took 2 in Miami, baby. Did more than we thought, and we can finish it out at the Center on Tuesday. And you know it's going to be rocking there. Oh, man, I feel bad for Winslow and Johnson. It's going to be ugly down there on Tuesday. Can't wait.
Like Joel said, it's going to be lit. It's got to be lit. And you saw the bucket by Redick. So you had the backdoor cut, and that concluded the 14-0 run that put the Sixers up by 4. And that was right after that. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Sweeping across the lane, the fadeaway runner from Simmons. Oh, freaking ice cold in his veins.
It was beautiful. And how about Redick, though, dude? Getting that last rebound after Wade missed that free throw and to be able to knock down 2. And then that sweet play Brett Brown drew up for him with Embiid wiping out, I guess it was it Wade or Dragic on him? And then he hit that little sideline elbow jumper. That was just great and splash. And huge.
And this is when Embiid temporarily forgot his mask. he threw a foul, and then he goes on to make 1 of 2. And then here's the maskless Embiid emphatically on Dragic. No, not today. This was awesome as well, the chase down block. So you can see, here's Embiid rumbling down the floor. He doesn't have his mask on. There he goes. He could have smacked his face against the rim, man.
I thought when I saw that at first that he hit that ball so hard that the mask just came up. But that was so funny when he didn't have it on. I thought he was like, well, I don't need this anymore. I'm like, is this really happening right now? Did the doctors clear him not to wear this freaking scuba mask? But man, thank God he got fouled too, because I think they would have had to take him out of the game if that foul didn't happen to rush over and get that mask. Woo, that dunk.
And here we see it again and again and again. So this is the exciting final minute in South Beach, 102-99. Right after that bucket, here's Wade again. I mean, Wade was clutch near the end. He had 25 points in this game. So he hits a fadeaway right here, a little spin and a little. Yeah, that was beautiful. So 102-101, and then Sixers come back on the other end, and it's Redick from the corner, 104-101 Sixers. And then we see Wade go 1 of 2 before Redick skies in for that rebound that you talked about earlier.
Huge rebound for Redick to get in there. And I thought Wade was going to really make it take a lead because he had the hot hand, and it was like we've seen this story before. He was going to beat him out, but why is Redick on him in that last defensive sequence, I was wondering? Why not have Covington or something on there? I was like, oh, God, come on, Brett. You got to learn from that. Get JJ off. That's the last person you want on him. But everything played out. He missed this. JJ had a little bit redemption, but you can't do anything with Wade with that fadeaway. That was perfect. I mean, it wasn't bad defense. It was just better offense. Here it is.
See the rebound upcoming right here. Skying in. And getting the board, and then he hits 2 free throws at the other end to seal the win, 106-102. Oh, it's beautiful time to be a Sixers fan. So we're going to see him hit his free throws, and then we're going to see Miami not be able to score again.
Yes, look at that, dude. What a signing. Worth every penny of that $23 million. Yeah. So here you go. You watch the sequence. Richardson takes the ball up, thinks he kicks it out. Yep, goes, misses. And it's like you're screaming, like, get the rebound. Oh, no, James Johnson, they miss. And then the game
is over. It's over. It's over. Sixers win it, baby. What a game. Well, actually, not. I shouldn't say what a game. It was an ugly game.
What a fourth quarter. What a fourth quarter.
What a fourth quarter. Again, for the second straight night. So they outscored them, what was it, 34-13 in game 3. And then it was 27-19 in the fourth tonight. Only 3 of the 27 turnovers came in the final frame for the Sixers. So, again, I mean, coming up clutch when they have to.
And you got to think, was Miami so worn out by that point from playing such tenacious, smothering defense those first 3 quarters? They got to be worn out by the fourth quarter because they're putting their all into it. And other than the option of Dwayne Wade, who are you going to go to? I mean, yeah, the guy has been pretty good the first couple, game 2 and game 4, he was really clutch for Miami, but they don't have really another guy that they can rely on. So a lot falls on D Wade's shoulders. So Spoelstra's kind of hamstrung at this point to have limitless options to go to. It's not like you can go down the Whiteside or Justice Winslow thinks he's an all-star all of a sudden because he killed us in game 3, but they're limited.
Yeah. I mean, not much else to say. It was just, again, one of those wins that it's an ugly win, but sometimes you got to win these type of games to move on in the playoffs. And it just shows so much about their character to be down by 10 points, to turn the ball over as much as they did. Joel Embiid struggling. Just everything that could have went wrong did go wrong. And for them to still win this game, it says a lot. And there's no doubt in my mind they're going to close this bitch out on Tuesday.
Definitely at home. We had that huge winning streak of 17 games, and you're talking about you're going up 3-1, and you're going to come back to the center where they want to close it at home. You know that energy fuels this team. And I don't want to make any predictions. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because it's been a tight race this entire playoffs. So if they're able to jump out to a big lead and be able to maintain it, but I want to see what we did to Milwaukee at the end of the season, what we do to Miami on Tuesday. I want us to just come out, go up 25, and just keep that lead and coast. Get ready for the second round. But you know the Heat are going to come prepared. Spoelstra's a great coach, and it's going to be nasty. It's going to be bruising. You're going to see some blood, I think, because these refs are letting these kids play. Even though some of them, it's like gut-wrenching to watch a little bit. Like, please call a foul when Dragic goes and tackles Ben Simmons to get that steal. I mean, come on. I literally threw my phone at a chair when I saw that. But they were able to overcome it, and, I'm calming down now with the Pepto kicking in. So it's good.
Oh, you got enough Pepto, huh? So we're giving them a nice shout-out today. So the Heat in the fourth quarter, I got the box score in front of me. 8 of 23, 34.8%. I believe they shot like 19% in game 3 in the final frame. Ben Simmons, 4 of 6 from the field. 9 of his 17 points came in that fourth quarter. Redick had 8 points in that quarter as well. Sixers, I mean, they were 0 for 5 from 3 in the fourth quarter, and they still somehow, pulled this one off. Embiid had 3 of his blocks in the fourth. So, again, I mean, this you think about earlier in the season and how far this team has come. I mean, this is a game where they probably would have laid down and they would have lost and they would have just, let Miami walk all over them. I mean, earlier in the season, again, like how many times they've relinquished the lead, but we're seeing a complete transformation in the playoffs, and they're growing each and every game. And with the way Cleveland's looking right now, their defense still hasn't picked up. They're going to the finals. I'm saying it. It's happening. They're going to the finals. Cleveland, I'm like waiting for them to flip the switch, but they're not flipping the switch. I think they might even lose this series to Indiana.
And it looks like they're done, to tell you the truth, Adrian. LeBron has done so much with that team. I mean, just for them to win game 3, I believe it was, where he dropped 46 points. I mean, and last night's game, he hit 3 straight threes to get them back into it. And then when he lets it up to J.R. Smith, he throws up a clunker and they lose. He has to be able to have help, and I just think it's LeBron sailing it in. He's not going to give up, but I feel like 100% in his mind he's leaving Cleveland. There's no help there. They haven't jived. They tried to make every move possible to get younger there, to get him some players. It just hasn't worked out. Yeah, they got that Nets pick, but LeBron's going to move on. He wants to chase Michael Jordan. He wants to win some chips.
Yep, and he might
makes sense.
And he might be coming to Philly, maybe. We'll see.
Possibly.
I know you don't want it to happen, but
I don't want it to happen. Just because I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt Ben Simmons' development, really. And I don't see how those two would play. But if he does come here, I just don't want him to mess up what we've had, what we've built, the chemistry. And I know LeBron can come in and adjust his game. He's done it since he's gotten into the league. I mean, he's a freak. He's the best player in the NBA. I just don't see how he would fit with this team. I don't.
Is that your bias coming out? Just you still
No, it really is. No, it has nothing to do with my hate on LeBron. I just don't see how he would fit. He's ball dominant. Ben Simmons is ball dominant. How do you have those two play together? How? Without really hurting Ben Simmons' growth. How?
I think they could get it done. And even if LeBron, you tell him, like, listen, like, you're going to have to take a back seat if you want to come to Philadelphia a little bit. Because if he comes to Philly, I think he's going to have to play in the post a lot more, with Simmons. And I think they can play. I mean, if Eric and I talked about this, our boy, we're like, if you have them both on the same team, you just surround them with shooters. And that's what you do. You keep running the ball up and down the floor. In the half court, you dribble penetration. Oh, I meant to say that in this show. Ben Simmons with the deep penetration to the 10, and I forgot to say it, but I'm saying it right now. Yeah, so I got to keep my catchphrase. I got to keep using it, during all four sports. Deep penetration. So yeah, those are my thoughts there. But anyway, we're kind of deriving from the story here, and the story is the Sixers are up 3-1, and they're going to close this out on Tuesday, and that's pretty much it.
That's it. Miami, it's a wrap. You better start looking for a new star. Dwayne Wade is done. You guys are kaput. We've extinguished the heat. They're done. We threw a wet blanket on them. They're toast.
Yep.
It's pretty hard to come back from 3-1. LeBron did it because he's LeBron, but nobody on the Heat is going to be doing this. It's a wrap.
It's not happening. It's over on Tuesday. You got any final thoughts before we leave?
I just impressed by the team, impressed by this coach, how they've been able to overcome so quickly. Don't forget, a few seasons ago, this was a 10-win team. And for us to climb this quick and be able to turn it with a flick of a switch, earlier in the season, we were turning the ball over 20 times, blowing 30-point leads like it's nothing. Now we're maintaining them. In the most crucial part of the game, Adrian, the fourth quarter, to be able to lock it down just like that, I mean, that just shows true leadership and how determined this team is to advance and show everybody that the process is something to mess with.
There you go. So, yeah, they led the NBA in turnovers per game, 15.9. They went 11 over that number in this one, and they still win it. That's Kyle Gaffner. I'm Adrian Fetke. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Let us know what your thoughts are below. We're out of here. Peace.